time today. We're gonna get right into it. So
No, it's a little late.
yeah, it's a little late. Been going on for about a week, but we know everybody's been talking about Monique, her and her son, and Sydney, aka
Uncle Daddy.
Yeah. And so we definitely had to hop in and touch bases on this particular subject because number one,
I see a lot of people giving perspectives and comments.
Right, and don't even really know what they talking about. And I gotta say,
majority of people come from the wounded child themselves.
Yeah. A lot of people are wounded themselves, or either don't have their adult kid, or hadn't been through the motions.
Been through the most dynamics of that situation.
Yeah.
And speaking as the whichever side they relate to.
Right. So and Uncle Daddy. Poor thing. They've been eating him up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to give our perspective. And
take on it.
We're entitled to our take and you're entitled to your opinion. So let's start by watching the video that her son.
The very first video he did to release.
The very first son, her 33-year-old. I have to say that. Her 33-year-old son, Shalon, recorded in response to her Shay interview.
No, in response to the video they did.
Yeah, on her Shay interview, where she briefly, she was asked about that situation with her son, and she just briefly, she dismissed it pretty much.
Yeah.
She said a little bit on it, but anyhow.
We're working on it. I pray to God that
she prays to the universe that things get better. Yeah. Pretty much she did what she had to do, which was apologize. Yeah. And now she, she admitted what she did. She apologized, and now she's waiting for him, to come. And,
which is,
so this is his response video to that Shay video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
So we're going to put it up. Actually,
no, I'm talking about the Shay interview.
I know many of you watched it, but like I said, we're going to watch a little bit of this, and then we're going to stop it and react to it.
With the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly in my experience will either lead to some odd moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering,
so pause it right quick,
why say something
because it is good,
call
but
it a form of therapy for me.
He's also standing in his truth.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make you noble.
Yeah.
And everybody just, okay, let's listen. I just had to reiterate that right quick. And the fact that, as you can tell from the beginning, I know you probably didn't get to hear it good, but as you can tell, he's crying out.
Yeah, that's the truth.
He's really crying out.
This thing is
updated. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform
like I said, I can really feel him in this state because, like I said, that I know that y'all have his biological mother's Monique, and then they got kids. Mm-hmm. So when they mention the kids, they not mention him. I can feel how he felt again, like it's like they kind of isolated him out the family.
Yeah, he might feel isolated. I understand he felt isolated. Yeah. He was what? 15?
About 15 at the time when they got married, teenager, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
I'll get back to it.
But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid, that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, you know, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, you know, those were things that I was willing to get over. You know, nobody's perfect, we're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, you know, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, you know, that require attention. But still, during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology, but an apology to a son from a mother that...
Yeah. So what you think so far?
So far, I mean, he got, you know, some valid points. Again, it's hearsay, so this is his side of, you know, the story, pretty much for me. So I can't really. Yeah. What did you get?
I mean, like I say, I still think to this day the man is still hurting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but as he formed into this grown man, he got to learn how to process his own hurt, and he got to realize forgiveness is forgiving his mother. Because like I see, that's when the relationship really took a turn, when his mama had the kids by the other man.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel that by her admitting to him, then, you know, he was probably 15 and 16. Like he could have maybe started. That was his rebellion. Yeah. That probably threw him off the. Yeah, and like I said, he had depression state and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, but by her admitting it, then that was big hurt too. Yeah. But like he said, he don't think that she's just good at admitting where she wrong at. But that's actually a big step. Yeah, a big step. I mean, especially coming from people who's not used to admitting things. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she was hurt, so hurt people. Hurt people. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of, it is sad that people bring kids when they hurt themselves. Mm-hmm. Same instance with him. Like he said, he looking at her as a 15-year-old child in her mind, but he's no better. Yeah. And we got to realize, once we become adults, it's on even especially when we become adults, it's on us to heal ourselves, because nobody's coming back to heal us. Right. So right now, I think he's looking to be healed from his mother. Yeah. And I can tell, like I said, we didn't go over the older pictures, but I can tell from the older pictures that he enjoyed his mother's company. Yeah.
when the times they did.
He also enjoyed the things that his mother gave him.
Yeah, he was chilling. He had on sunglasses. There's the one picture that shows that he was he was in the glamour life.
Yeah,
he was enjoying it right there. Yeah,
he said that. Yeah, you know, he didn't want those things. He was just looking for his mother, but it looked like he was having a pretty good time to me.
Yeah, all right, let's watch some more. Then we're gonna nail the coffin. Here we go. No editing. And then we're using this. Trying to use this new software so
from a mother that
getting used to it, so we
consciously
do the live stream. This
right
here, the first test
holds no weight.
You do the live stream.
There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them.
Well, that's big too.
Every time though that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready. That ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay. But I'm not sure what my mother could possibly think that she has shown me in the past or have for me now that's not money, goodness gracious, that would make me want to come to her or whatever those feelings are supposed to be.
Because this is for real. Because this
is that right there, that part right there.
The whole thing, it's a big misconception from even people. That he's a kid. He's not a kid no more. So for him saying, she should come. Yeah, she should come to him. Since he the kid, you know, I forget how he put it, but anyway, he was saying pretty much that since he the kid, he shouldn't have to come to her.
Yeah,
but you're not a kid. Now. You are a grown ass man right now. Yeah. Okay. And I wish people stop saying, I'm serious. I wish people stop saying he the kid, he the kid. It's the mama job, it's the parent job to come to the kid. You know, stop saying it because evidently she's apologized.
Yeah.
She's admitted her wrong, you know, and what else can she do? I don't understand what people want her to do.
Yeah.
Like as far as start initiating.
Yeah.
What do they want her to do? And then, okay, can we talk about Uncle Diddy? Or you want to?
No, like I said, but I think, like I said, what does they want? What does reconciling the relationship look like as we two don't adults? He's an adult, she's an adult. What does reconciliation look like? And I think he failed to realize him as an adult so well mannered that he failed to realize that the process of reconciling as an adult. And what I know he said through the video, like I said, I don't know if we got to it when he was talking about the $4,500.
Yeah, he ain't got to
that. Let's watch some. Then I'm gonna go ahead and finish off because I think I got to hear the rest of them so I can
things more than she loved me, and she would validate her love for me by giving me things and would proceed to call me ungrateful or inconsiderate if said things did not have the desired effect. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be her, though, to ask God for what you want, and then he gives you what you need, though, only for you to ignore it and have the audacity.
I don't want to forget, but, you know, her giving him things came from two different, it could have came from many outlets, but one, she probably didn't have those things growing up, and she wanted to make sure that he had more than what she had, or, you know, he was feeling it too, so I don't think she was just giving him things to show love. She was giving him stuff because she wanted.
That was her version of love. And that's the thing about people. I mean, that's a lot of people's first version of showing their kids something better than what they had.
Right.
A lot of times it be financials. Right. They want to provide their kids with more than they had growing up. And that's the first thing that parents do when they hit the making money and stuff.
Yeah, and then she could have also felt guilty that she wasn't spending the time with him that
so
she knew she needed to, so she was giving him things, you know, like just to let you know I do love you. I love you, you know. But I got her, so she, you know, she the reason, she the star, she the superstar. So, and she a woman. I wonder if she was a man, would it be?
It would have been. It would have been.
You know, with all this controversy be going on, if she was a man who didn't get to spend time with her.
They wouldn't have said nothing because they feel like that's the man's job to make the money.
Right.
But in her case, being a single mother that's always been the breadwinner. So in her case, it was her job to make the money.
Right.
So she took on the mother and the father role.
Right.
And when a single parent, people know that not too many people speaking on when you're taking on both roles, then sometimes the sacrifice is you got to be at work all the time. So that was the sacrifice she made to try to provide the best life that she thought at the time was better for him.
Right.
But what I think people fail to realize in the end, a lot of times parents do not what's best for you now, but what's best for you later on. And what's best for him right now looks like, as they helping him out and he was homeless and stuff, looks like the part that he need now is finances.
Yeah. Now we will get into that. But another thing is, you know, that could have been her love language.
And there was.
So she could have been, you know, giving him gifts and stuff because yeah. And you know, that wasn't out so much back then, but she was, to me, she was doing what a normal parent would do in that situation, which is financially support their kids. He's a star, and I mean, he's a celebrity child.
Yeah.
If you look up most celebrity children, they went through the same thing.
And it's normally the firstborn too.
Yeah, it is normally.
It's normally firstborn.
Yeah,
because and I'm gonna tell you another thing that a lot of kids that happens to kids like that when you do have kids and just another parent come in and they end up having kids with the other person. It's almost a natural effect that kid feels like the new kid's being treated better than he was. And a lot of times it's a different phase in life.
Right.
I done grew more, I probably mature more, I might be making more money.
That's why I finna say I done grew more as a person.
Yeah.
I done grew more financially. Things change, you know?
Yeah, and I'm making more money. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sick of people, though, for real. I'm sick of people because they don't know what they're talking about. Like, most of the people who are bashing Monique, you know, in a negative way or not seeing things, you know, okay, we understand what he going through, but y'all like bashing Monique.
You gotta be
and y'all ain't never, right. Y'all ain't been through nothing like that. You a child yourself.
Yeah.
You might be an old entitled child. I've been seeing a lot of them.
Yeah.
You just ain't been through it. My husband and I, we've been through it.
I've been on both sides. I've been on both sides and feel like I said, I've been in a situation where my mama gave me away. I could feel like I was neglected. But like I say, different people go through trauma and they come out different persons. Some people become victims. Some people become overcome. In my case, I was an overcomer. In his case, he's a victim. He's playing a victim mentality. And a lot of times those victim mentalities come along when you so-called have life figured out, then you get out there in the real world and you realize life ain't what you think.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you become homeless, like his story. He become homeless. That's a story that everybody tells. And it's normally after they start rebelling, where they feel things not going right, then they go out there on their own. They say, well, things not going right out here either. Who can I blame for it?
Right.
Then they start looking around like, who can I blame for my mishap? Who caused me trauma to make my life like this? Then they start pointing around and find somebody they can point to and blame for why they messed up in life.
Right.
And in his case, he pointed to his mother.
Yeah, and Sydney.
Yeah, and said they was going to counseling. I heard he said that, I don't know, we played it for, but he said they was going to counseling.
I think that's in maybe the second video he put
He's been going to counseling and doing all these things, therapy and all that stuff, but he said the little key thing, like, both parties got to be willing to participate. But here's the thing about that, they got to be involved in the process. But here's the thing about counseling, and therapy and all that stuff, man. The main thing about that stuff is they provide you the tools for you to help yourself. Nobody can heal you. And the fact, like I said, the worst thing you can do that kills you more than anything is holding on to unforgiveness.
Yeah, dwelling in it.
Dwelling in unforgiveness. Because not forgiving somebody doesn't hurt them. It hurts you.
Right.
It's like holding on to coal, hot fire coal in your hand, expecting the next person to get burnt.
Yeah, I heard Will said that a fish can't survive. A sick fish is cured by cleaning the environment.
Yeah.
So they don't feed the fish anything to cure it from being sick, but they take the fish out.
Yeah.
Clean the water, put the fish back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So that environment really matters. And if you keep dwelling in it, you're gonna be so much much more far from healing.
Yeah.
You putting yourself back and back and back and back and back and back. And again, he's 33 years old.
And you gotta realize, I mean,
with a child.
Yeah. And he's gonna mess his child up because he's carrying that unforgiveness in his child. And not only that is
he's what he's calling his mom.
He's what he's calling his mom.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's telling him what he's calling his mom.
Right. If he's
doing the exact same thing.
Right. If he's not going to heal, there's going to be some trauma with him and his child.
Because the same measure that you measure somebody else with, you too shall be measured with.
Yeah.
So the same thing that he's measured his mom with, he's kind of in the same situation.
Yeah.
Not healed, holding grudges, and not only that, the worst thing about the grudges, I think he holding his daughter from his mother. So then she gonna look back at him, like I say, with the same measure that you measure somebody with, you shall be measured with. A lot of times in those situations, you holding your daughter back from your grandma when they finally connect. She's like, why you was holding me back from her?
Right.
Then she gonna start building resentment against you.
Right. Yeah. And plus, why on earth would you want to hold your child back from somebody that you were seeking love from? Like, she wasn't a bad person to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
she was just
not there. She didn't have the time. She was an absent parent.
She was an absent parent, but she's not a bad person.
Yeah. And
why would you? She would spoil I'm sure your child would be right.
But you know why he's doing it, right?
Yeah, to hurt her. No, that's the only thing I can. That's from my experience.
But that's the same entitlement because, like I say, he was jealous of it when she had other kids, and then when you got grandkids, you know, your mother showed them love that she should have showed you. It always happened. Your mother showed the grandkids love that you should have showed them. So now he a grown man jealous of his own kids that his mama. That's why he don't want to be involved because he jealous of the act she's present and want to love his kids when they do come in, when they do come around. I know she's engaged, she's all lovey-dovey. He looking at that by being a grown man, not healed and like, I wish I had that. I'm taking y'all away because y'all don't need to get more than what I had. He still ain't grew up. Yeah. That's the mentality of somebody who want to keep. I can see if he was keeping your kids away from a real toxic mother. Abusive. You know the real toxic. We know the real toxic. We know the toxic mothers that we talking about. The ones that be talking to the kids out their name, cussing and whooping abusive parents. You know, neglecting the kids.
Yeah, you know the ones.
That's the ones that you keep your kids away. You don't keep your kids away from an absentee parent.
Right.
I can see if she was out running the streets and she on drugs and all that, but she out doing a career.
Right.
Bad that she chose that over her son, but she's out doing something that's not, at least it's not negative.
Right.
And in the end, and in the long run, like I said, sometimes it's not about now, it's about later.
Right.
And as an adult, like I said, he was homeless. He didn't have to be homeless.
You know, though, baby, just to stop you real quick, I don't think she chose her career over him. I think she chose providing a better life for him.
Yeah.
You know, over spending time with him. You know, she wanted to get that money, but that's what make it so great for his child because now she in a position to where she chilling out a little bit, whether she was blackballed or whatever. She got more money, you know, she got money that she worked hard for while she was in her 20s and 30s. You know, you got to work hard when you're in them stages. You got to get it. So now she can really spoil the grandchild. So why would you ruin that opportunity for your child to get to know her grandma that only not spend time with you?
And like I said, the thing is he's talking not about the money. But yet and still, like I said, this happens to all people who rebel at when you start getting your teen years. You start rebelling in your teens. You call yourself leaving out the house, going to be on your own. Then you end up being homeless. Like I said, in his case, then you got to come back to the people you don't want to be with and ask them for something. Yeah. And in his case, he was homeless, and now his mama, their relationship, I could tell that it was a stranger because he said his mama had $45,000 for him. And she was like, why would I give you the money? Why would she give you money? Probably because he was being disrespectful and rebellion at the time.
She said she don't know where it's at.
No, she said, why? She said, even if I did, why would I give it to you? And that's because he was rebellion at the time. Their relationship was strange. Yeah. He thought the grass was green. He called himself leaving out and probably was disrespectful in the process, burning the bridge behind him, and then he found out the grass was not green, and he became homeless. Yeah, and now he got to reach back in and get back with them. And I can see from the text message, I'm gonna see what the proof is from the text message that they did relationship, got back together after that, and then they got back in there. He's still probably not financial stable and was in some more trouble, and they helped him out again. But like I said, the very same thing that he talking about. He didn't want your money. It is what people fail to realize. Sometimes parents do what's best for you now, but what's best for you later. At his adult age, he wants the money. Yeah. He's saying it's not about the money, but he needs the money. Yeah. He was just home. I mean, she gave him $45,000. He blew that $45,000. He needs the money.
Yeah, and to this particular YouTube creator, I ain't gonna say your name. But you was dead wrong for talking about that. That's what parents do. The word. We supposed to get the kids money for a car. We supposed to listen.
Only people who say that is with people with money.
Listen, if the kid was doing right and doing what he was supposed to do, our relationship was grand. Yeah, most of the times you gonna do something. Yeah, you gonna do that, but it's not your responsibility. Yeah. Okay. But your responsibility is to raise that kid up the best way you can. And don't harm them. She did it in her way.
But as we can see, he also went to a good school.
Right.
She provided him with the best things for what? For him to take the will of his own life. Yes. And eventually, at 18 years old, when you become grown, your life is the matter of your decisions. Right. She gave him the tools he needed to take control of his own life. Yeah. But when it came time to him to take control of his life, he fumbled the wheel. Yeah. And then when kids at his age, they rebel, they got to look for somebody to point to. Why did I fail? I got to find somebody to blame of me. I'm a victim, and I need somebody to blame for me failing.
Yeah. Not only did he fumble the wheel, but then he gonna pick the ball up, get it again with the $45,000 and fumble again. What in the world? But anyway.
But that comes from a spoiled mentality kid. Right. That does that. Right. If my parents would have gave me $45,000 at 20.
Listen. People different. I guess he was just like spoiled. But
that's what happens when spoiled.
Maybe like there's more where this come from.
And that's what he thought. That's what he thought. But you gotta realize sometimes you only get Monique. Like I said, Monique had one chance to make it right. She went in there. What she did, she chose to do the career. Yeah. And the same thing with many people. Sometimes we got one chance to make it right. Yeah. And she messed up with a kid. But here's the thing, man. We cannot go back and erase the past.
Right. But before we push play, will y'all stop saying he's so articulate? He's so smart. What do you think that came from?
His mother.
Monique sending him to the best schools with that money that he didn't want.
Yeah, that money that he didn't want.
What?
That he so-called it's not about the money.
Why he's so articulate? Just think about it before y'all talk. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with people.
And that's the thing too, man. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You can adult there. You got when you adult, your chance of healing yourself is on you, man. Yeah. We can't blame nobody else for what happened in the past. The question is, what are we gonna do about it now? Right. And an adult relationship, when you got you adult, she adult, what does y'all adult relationship look like moving forward?
It can be better if you
forgive and realize.
Forgive and include your daughter. Let her pour that love out on your daughter and be fulfilled.
Yeah, like that.
For what she doing. Yeah. For your daughter.
I couldn't imagine what it's like to be
I want to get them
3 other sons, and God willing, I'm sure that one of them, all 3 of them are adults now. So I'm sure that one of them, God willing, if not all 3 of them, will make her the grandmother that she wants to be. I still look forward, to that moment for her. But overall, when it comes to the boys, though, I am happy that whenever they do hear me talk, sorry, my phone did something weird. But whenever they hear me talk,
let's go ahead and
they don't know what
we're gonna go ahead and cut him for now because
that I'm saying. My experience.
I want to talk about Uncle Daddy now, for real, because so many people have a problem just with her calling him daddy.
You say you want to talk
what about freaking husband? What wife don't call her husband daddy? I call my husband daddy. First off, ain't nothing wrong with that. And another thing, what in the world makes y'all think this man who's been there since he was born gonna step to the side?
Yeah.
That's her husband. Day one. I would never. I mean, come on.
I don't think it's
weird for me. Like, I understand him stepping off a little bit and letting them, go to therapy or whatever. But at some point, he gonna have to go to therapy with them too, because he's there.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there. There's no connection without him. They need the whole pie.
Because like I said,
he can't come to the house.
Him and his mama need to work out. They gotta work out their relationship. But they got to realize that she is married, and her son, they still need to have a mutual respect and relationship too.
That's what I'm saying.
And it can't be no fake stuff, because when you bring people together and that fake stuff, and that's how stuff pop off.
Right. The family functions. The love will never be there if the whole pie
is not right.
It's not right.
Yeah, you can't just, he can have a relationship with him, but he can come in the house and he all bitter. He got this little chip on the shoulder and stuff, and that it's gonna be a lot of feud. Nobody want to live in an unpeaceful house.
Right.
You gotta walk on eggshells.
Right. Like, how he gonna come over?
Yeah.
With not liking Sydney. They beefing.
Yeah.
But he trying to get it right with his mom. What, they just gonna meet out all the time, her and Monique? They ain't never gonna come to her house. That means the grandchild can't never come to her house because he don't like Sydney. Different stuff. The whole family need to heal.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of families like this, though.
Yeah, it is. Mine.
Yeah.
I got my family like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I know that's how we can talk.
Yeah.
To this subject.
Yeah, and we've been in that situation.
Did you say he's 36?
He's not 36. Grown ass man. That's what I'm saying, man. Men, I do say men because, like I say, not just men. I know people saying the mental health thing, but men, we really got to grow up, man. And not anybody. We got to realize that you cannot be holding somebody hostage like that with grudges of unforgiveness, expecting them to be hurt. Yeah, you just can't do that, man. No, we know why we hurt, and sometimes that's the same thing. A closed mouth don't get fed. We got to learn how to say what we want, man. Yeah, because sometimes that keeps a lot, because we don't really say what we want. Right, and as we know, our children are born to say what they want. They know how to talk. They cry when they pee in their pamper. They cry when they want their bottle. They say it once they learn how to talk. So keeping them communicating and would be a good thing. Yeah, I don't know at what point the kid really probably when they words stop being heard and they people stop caring about. Yeah, that's when they kind of stop talking. Yeah, we got to keep them talking and learning us and us learning them. And even as it relates to relationship as a husband and wife or as a boyfriend and close. Yeah. Going somewhere, couple, you gotta learn each other. Yeah, and that goes the same thing about his love language. Like I said, I think his love language, his love language shifted. I think he was good with the financial support at one point in time, but then things started to change, and he wanted more. He wanted the other part. Yeah, and we gotta realize that. I heard somebody making a comment said, does love language apply to the kids too? And it does. Yeah, it does. And it does. It's natural. Like I said, that's one of the things. The love language is one of the things that if we learn to help our kid identify her, so we can provide the right love for them, that'll be work wonders. So they won't get at this frame at the old age and they bitter and not bitter at you because something that you didn't give them or you didn't love them in certain way. Yeah. 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 We gotta learn that love language. And like I say, here's that first. His probably always was affection. Yeah, it could have been. But she tried to replace it with financial gains and provide them stuff because she couldn't be there. And that was probably her love language too. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people love you the way they would want to be loved.
Yeah.
So that's probably how she would want to be showered, was probably showering things. But that's probably the only way she knew how to love too at the time.
Yeah. But now, I mean, just let's kind of wrap it up. Talking to each other, and not only talking to each other to learn about, you know, who we are as a person, but also listening.
Yeah.
Actively listening, because that's the next part of communication.
Yeah. And I think so much, guys, for these parents out here, these ballers, everybody got this money. Like I said, that's one of the biggest gaps that people fail to do. We spend so much on the outside. We said in the other video, man, and I think it brings to a time like this a perfect example. We spend so much money on the outside appearance, and we forget about the outside.
Yeah, the inside.
And I think so much that a lot of people need counsel. They need to talk. You can talk to your parents, but some people just don't talk to their parents. You would talk more. Some people will talk more if they're going to get a counsel. So I would suggest, like I said, it would be nice if we got money to blow. We spending thousands of dollars on our kids' clothes and shoes. It would be nice to throw like $1,000 on mental health.
Yeah,
that's what we fail to realize. As we transition, the new parents, we want to do so much. Like I said, the outward appearance, we need to spend more money on mental health.
Yeah,
I think when the kid hits at least middle school age, it should be some money set aside every year, like a tune-up, to go get them to talk to a counselor. So that we can even actually counsel. Like everybody's learning these love languages stuff, which is good. I think if we can persistently put this on our grandkids and the kids that's young, then the next generation might be a whole lot better with this communication.
Yeah.
I say on the 30.
Yeah, for some reason the grandkids are being held as a pawn. But what you fail to realize is what your mama couldn't do for you, or your daddy. What they couldn't do for you, a loving parent. We don't need you loving. I think that, you know, she just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
But what she couldn't do back then, she a new person now.
She can do now.
As you see how she treat her other kids, it makes you jealous.
It makes them jealous, yeah.
But your child could be benefiting from that. We work for our grandchildren now. We over our kids. Now, I don't mean to say it like that, like we still here for them. But what I'm saying is, we trying to create generational wealth for our grandchildren and their children. So keep your grandchildren. Don't do that.
Yeah. Because like I said, you gonna find her. She gonna fulfill it, put in them kids what she didn't fulfill in you, and you gonna be fulfilled.
Right.
You gotta realize love, like I said, love do conquer all. But
and that's being so selfish.
Yeah, as like I said, as an adult, that's what he want. He want what she probably can provide for him, but he like, no, I'm not gonna give her the benefit of the doubt to even give it to them because I didn't get it.
Right.
That's a child, and that's how people think. I'm not gonna give her the. I mean, like I said, I can see Lily if she was an abusive parent.
Right.
If she did something, I mean, like to cause you harm, physically harm. She did a little mental harm, but that's absent parent, like I said. But that's still like, man, she wasn't there. At least she was financially there. I can see it'd be a different story if she wasn't there and you were broke and you were struggling.
Right.
That's an abusive parent. Yeah. That's a bad parent. But like I said, she bad, but she's not. She at the bottom toe pole of bad parent.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
No, I mean,
she just wasn't there. I mean, she ain't had a time, but there was somebody in place.
Yeah.
To fulfill that part. I mean, they can never be your mama, but at least you wasn't on the street. At least she didn't give you away. At least you know.
And like I say, everybody got a story. See, I wasn't with my mother, so my mother, I was in the foster care system my whole life. But guess what? I never looked back at my mama and say, "Man, because you didn't do that." I looked at her like this. She did the best she could, and because I was in the system, I turned out a better man. If I was with my mom, me being a young man like this, she raised all boys, I would have been in jail and prison. So like I said, I thank for the good mother that she did provide at the time, that she did the best she could, man. Mm-hmm. And that's how I think you need to look. Everybody, if you had a bad parent, okay, you had a bad parent. Your mom, you say my mom, she wasn't all that, but I think she did the best she could because, you know what I'm saying, you want grace. You got to extend the grace, but she was molested. She didn't know how to be a parent. So I give her that, you know what I'm saying? She probably didn't know how to be a parent. She wasn't ready to be a parent at the time. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. How can we move forward with this relationship? Right. And I think the best way that they move forward with the relationship, they can't get that mother-son relationship, that one that he might be looking for, that baby cradle relationship again. He can't get that, man.
Right.
We all adults, and she got other kids. She got a whole lot of people now that requires her attention.
Right.
So he got to go. The best way he can move forward is to let her love the grandkids, and y'all just build your relationship as we go.
Right. And for all the onlookers and all the people that got something to say, who commenting on Monique, bashing her, who commenting on Shalon, bashing him, let's send some love to them.
Yeah.
Let's put out better vibes to them instead of like picking and choosing sides. Yeah. Why don't we come together and send love to them and push them towards, reconnecting?
And I don't let the biggest thing learn the lesson from this.
Yeah.
Because it's not about whose side. They both wrong.
Yeah.
They both wrong.
There's some
they both wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right, and they both adults. So it's not like you a kid. Why don't you come to me? You both adults. And not only that, you the man.
Mm-hmm.
You a man with your own kids, so you need to be a bigger man and let that grudge go. Your mama did the best she could. Right now, you either separate, but I see he don't want to accept that she is. Why? Because he can't get it. And that's the entitlement of a kid. They say, I can't get it all, I don't want nothing. That's how kids go. If I can't get it, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing.
Yeah, that's going back to that 10-year-old.
Yeah, that adopted child. Like I said, that 15. He's in his 15-year-old state too.
Yeah.
They both in adaptive state. I don't know where she's at mentally, but like I said, he's in his same thing that he's calling her up to. Mm-hmm. He needs to step up, forgive his mother. I think they smoothed the relationship on because it was toxic, but she's at the bottom pole of the toxic mother, man.
Yeah.
That's not nothing that you can't work through.
Yeah.
Let her love her grandkids, and you use that as your fuel to grow your relationship closer to her.
Yeah, remember to forgive is divine.
Yeah, to forgive is divine, man.
Part.
And you got to close that door. When you forgive, you got to close that door, man.
Yeah. So you can definitely cop our book, Effective Communication.
Get this book, man.
It says for couples, but everybody can use it.
Yep, and this is exactly about this process right here that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Because we can never go to the next level of loving somebody else and we still holding things inside of us that's keeping us from fully loving somebody else. Mm-hmm. And this book right here walks you through the 7 steps that you're going to need to fully develop yourself and to love somebody else. 7 steps of communication.
Yep. So our hopes is that you can renew, get to know each other again, get to know the grown each other, because it'll never be the same as it was as a child. It won't be the same. So it's gonna be a different type of connection with y'all, because you grown now. Yeah. You 33.
Yeah.
So
approach it with the grown, grown mindset.
Yeah.
When you come into repair a relationship, you can't come and repair like I'm a kid and you an adult. No, you need to come. I'm adult and you adult.
Yeah. So wishing you well, Monique and Shalon.
And anybody else who's facing
and anybody else
who's facing things with their estranged kids.
Yeah, or in a relationship. These things that we're talking about, you can apply to your relationship as well. Okay, so wishing you well, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. And they have vision.
And let us know in the comments what's your take on what we said. If you have any controversy on what we said.
Now we don't care to hear that you don't like what we said, because our opinion is our opinion.
Yeah.
We said what we said, but you're welcome to voice your opinion
in the comments below. So.
What you think? How do you feel about the situation? Don't forget to send them love, however. It's enough negativity. All right? And so they had vision.
And together they built the
life they love.
Let's
go build.